Right, I've got 35 images that I need to get through with you here. They're quite a mixture. And this one I've not shown you before. This is obviously Giza. This is the Sphinx here. The reason why I'm showing you, look, everything that you see inside this image has been removed by the controllers of this world and the shit that they've given you. But what I'm showing you here is that, because I've told you that there's been many catastrophes, and the last one was only about 600 years ago, and they're built like with 19th century technology. It was across the whole world. It was a worldwide civilization, and they reached 19th century technology, right? But what I'm showing you here is, can you see the level of the floor where the paws actually sit on this thing, right? And this today, if you go see this site today, I don't know why you go see it now, but anyway, the paws sit on the floor because this is where you will walk today, right? It's like a false floor. And when you look under it, right, look, I've told you and showed you that there's stuff buried. I didn't realise that there was actually stuff buried under the Sphinx. Like, you know, I'm not talking tunnels here, I'm talking about buildings, yeah? Look, all this is part of a structure. This is a fake floor here. There's stuff and bricks underneath this. Okay? The reason for this video, I've got 3 images in this video which are completely mind-blowing. It's basically the holy grail of my search for high technology, prehistoric technology. I've shown you the holy grail for my search for giants, and now I've found my main work, my main body of work, right? So basically my work is done here, actually. Right, I've shown you this particular image, and this is one of the pyramids, and you've got this contraption as there was cleaning this place out. I've shown you this once before in a video, and it just looks like some type of light fitting. I mean, you know, a television, something, you know, as mechanical as that. I don't know what it is, but when you look at the metal in this stuff, right, it's, like I said, these images are on my Google page, go check them. There's all sorts of stuff in here. This was something extremely technological, and it's just eroded down to this, so it wasn't too long ago, yeah? But that metal I've just shown you is basically something along these lines, yeah? You know, so what does it take, what type of technology does it take to create this type of stuff? I got this image of Philip, I forgot his name now, anyway, he's got a channel, and this image completely blew me away. I haven't wrote down where it is. It's a site in Egypt, right, and as they dug this place out, it basically looked like this. I'm not sure what this wall is, I can't figure it out. You know, I do rebar work, I don't really know what I'm looking at. It looks spectacular. I don't know what this thing was, right? But when you look at that in there, that contraption there, you know, it's this type of thing, yeah? You know, this is Dr. Frankenstein, okay? And the Antikythera machine, reason why I put this in is because I'm still getting people on about they don't get out. It's metal, artificial stuff, you know, glass, plastic, whatever turns into stone. I've explained it many, many times, but this was obviously on the bottom of the ocean, and it won't have been as long as what archaeology makes out. But again, what are you looking at here? You're looking at a build-up of stuff from being on the ocean floor, and as it comes to the surface it dries out and basically looks like this, right? So you've got this method, then you've got the method that I've told you where lime can turn anything into limestone, just like it does on the inside of caves. Then there's events we don't know of, like at Sodom and Gomorrah, and then there's just literally aeons of time, which will return anything back to what it came from originally, right? But this Antikythera machine won't be what they have put forward it was, right? Because to create fine machine parts on the level that these measurements, right, are showing you, and still be accurate over and over again, you can only create something as technical as this on a computer and CNC machine. You need to work that one out and listen to what I've just said. This is the type of thing, was like a ship, okay, like an iron ship, something from the 19th century that went down on the ocean floor, and it came up, and this was obviously some type of device machine, right, which is completely rusted away, and they fetch it up and it looks like this, right? So imagine, you know, this was just left outside in it, and rain was running off it for, you know, many more years. It would flatten this area out and you would just be left with an imprint, is what I keep talking about, right? I showed you this thing before. This is in Peru, and look, you don't need to be intelligent to realise that this is an imprint of technology, but it's this area down here. This is basically, my work was done when I found this here, right? And when you go in on this one here, you're basically looking at something like this. Could be more advanced than this, I don't know, but this is the nearest thing that I could find for you. All this stuff and these types of levers is basically on the side of this, right? Look. And that, yeah, I made a video already showing you this. It was just, I just laid music over it. When you look through all this, this is just this, you know, it won't have been a specific machine, it's just loads of machine parts all just smashed together and then just ended up looking like this, okay? Right, we're coming up to the reason for the video now, right? And what I want you to get into your head first is, what type of civilization do you have to reach to be able to have the technology to mill down, lift and create metal as hard as this, to create a safe like what you've got at Fort Knox and places like that? Look at the thickness of this door. Do you know how accurate this stuff is to be able to put on hinges like that and swing open something as heavy as this, right? This is another type, because I'm telling you, I'm going to show you something now. You might not see it straight away. I want you to keep watching this, because once you see it, it will blow your socks off, right? And for those people that keep thumb down in my videos, that are subscribed to thumb down my videos, I'm telling you, you're basically pushing my work out yourselves, because it doesn't matter if you thumb down or thumb up, it's a vote for me, right? And as soon as you comment, you're gone. You're basically thumbing down your own intelligence, because I'm showing you stuff like this. This, it was a safe like what I've just shown you people. I'll just knock it forward to, look, it's the same image on the next one. That is basically what you're looking at. Look, that is the huge hinge bolt, yeah? And the plate that held the door in place, yeah? And then was locked on this side, okay? The door is completely gone, and all you're left with is an imprint of the stuff that I talk about. I will keep flashing backwards and forwards until you see it, right? Because basically my work is done here with this one image here, right? I could move on to something else now. Okay, so when you start, there's many of these things around, like this one's in Japan, and obviously a door went in here, and they will tell you that this was carved from rock. Probably a wooden door in here, but it's not. Right, this was something extremely advanced, and it's just ended up looking like stone. I'm telling you, I've just shown you all this stuff was. The lines are still on this. This is the side of the wall in Peru. That's a shame, but anyway, this thing up here, yeah, they want you to believe that they laid these blocks here and then carved this out with, with machinery. For what? Well, to me it doesn't make any sense. This is concrete. I've shown you it's lime, and this will have been some type of drain. Yeah, like a drain pipe. And this is the top of the drain pipe, and it's fused to the wall and becomes stone. Right? If you can't accept that, you need to leave this page. Many of you into this megalithic stuff will recognise this site here. I mean, what do you think you're looking at here? Why do you think these rims are here like this? Don't quite know what it is. I think it's something structural. I think these are where beams were. Yeah, that have rusted away and it's all collapsed and all becomes stone. It's the first time I've seen this image myself. I'd only seen the front one. I showed you this on the video on Göbekli Tepe. This is Göbekli Tepe, but it's further around on the outskirts. And it all looks like this. This thing is extremely old. I showed you this artifact here, right? This is the same area that I've just shown you, and it's this that I'm looking at down here. I didn't see this straight away when I made that video, right? But basically what you're looking at there is something on the order of this, right? I'm telling you, because I'll show you now. You see this around here? That's actually separate to that. There's a rim that runs around there. Yeah. I'll show you that again. There it is. Yeah. So when you go looking for this stuff yourself, whether in the real world or looking, trolling the internet or whatever, this is the sort of thing that you need to be looking for. Part of this door is actually still going across this thing here. Yeah. This thing here I've shown you once before. Look, I don't even know if this is ancient or modern, right? But even if it's modern, it's still the same thing. It just looks like it's turning to stone. It's getting a crustacean over the top of it, calcifying from whatever. Because I've just noticed that bit there, right? I mean, look at that. Is that new? Is it turned to stone? I don't quite know. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same thing to me. This thing here has just been on Vlad's channel. I need to, if I am going to make another video, I need to do one on showing you who's a shill, disinformation artist, and that guy's going to be on it. I'm telling you. This basically looks like bulkhead sections. I don't know what it was. It was something like a ship. That's what they were, right? Something similar to that is what you're looking at. This image is from Age of Disclosure's channel. This is actually a large artifact. That's a person there. Yeah. And do you think nature cuts out, things like this itself? No, it doesn't. It was obviously something like that. And so a lot of this stuff isn't so obvious, is it? It's machine parts, and it's got it right. It almost looks like casing, of a machine, and you're just left with the imprints of what it was. Like I said, I'm getting sick of saying it. That's a dog, so this is quite large, and this is basically just an imprint of something, isn't it? Because you could basically clean all this stuff down and you would see all the machine parts in it. It looks like it was once a box. Actually, there might have been another one of those there. Yeah, and a bar will have ran through it. and it will have opened and closed, won't it? But at the end of the day, it's all just become rock. This stuff in Peru and Bolivia is no different to the Antikythera machine, and what happened to the Antikythera machine is the exact same thing. These were steel plates and anything else unnatural. I've proved that 1,000 times. That's a dog on there. This is just catastrophe on an unbelievable level, which is around the corner for us, I can tell you. This thing is just, you know, this looks like a door that's basically all just become rock. Anyway, I've shown what I wanted to show.